pleased with the companions of the beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. To you believers, assalamu alaikum. In Allah's name, the merciful benefactor, the merciful redeemer. Allah says in the Quran, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu kutiba alaykum siyamu kama kutiba alayhi alladhina min qablikum la'allakum tattaqun. That is, translated by Yusuf Ali, O you who believe, O you who are trustworthy, from the word mu'min, the one who is trustworthy, one who accepted the trust, who accepted the responsibility. It is prescribed to you fasting, siyam, as it was prescribed to those before you, that you may learn self-restraint. Then it said Ramadan is, I'm not going to quote the whole verse, the month which the Quran was sent down, Huda, for guidance. We've been working here at Masjid Al Hadi, the place of guidance, Masjid Al Hadi, to bring people out of the sky. And let us again quote the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And this, I believe, is actually accepted as a hadith of the Qudsi. That means the Prophet was actually being inspired. He put it in his own words, but he was inspired. Tell the people, Friday, Yom Jumuah, is the best day. It is the day that man was created. It was the day that man was sent to the earth. And from the earth, he was sent to the earth, and he will find his livelihood in the earth. And from the earth, he will be resurrected. That's what our prophet said. Then I want to quote to you again the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Buni al-Islam al-Khamsa, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah, wa iqama salat. And I'll just give it to you the rest in English. Al-Islam, that is no Islam, Al-Islam, the surrender, the peace, is built on 5. First and foremost, and our topic today is optimizing success. We talked a little bit last time about success. In this life, if you don't work to get success in this life, you'll be resurrected as you are. You're a bum, that's where you'll be resurrected. You're a fool, and you didn't take advantage of opportunities and education that was given to you. You didn't build community life, you will be held responsible. Yom Kippur, you'll be resurrected as you are. But in Islam, it'll come to the 5. We have 5 senses, 5 salats, not 5 prayers. There's a big misunderstanding. Muslims, we're not praying. Prayer is dua. Oh Allah, please give me this. Please Allah, help me to get a meal. Please Allah, that you ask it. But the salat is a complete reenactment, turning in a direction to a house. And what is a house? The Bayt al-Allah. A house is for man to understand that all of his needs is found in the house. The first imam is the daddy, right? The mama worked under the daddy. Manufacturing took place in the house. First, education took place. Now, first, where you got an education was from your mama, right? Well, in today's society, many times, mamas are not educating people. That's why when we were brought first to empty of the plantation life, we were told that through the Nation of Islam, they had a class called Muslim Girls Training and General Civilization. Because they weren't women. How could they be women when they were mothers in bondage? How do you know how to be a mother? Except you're taught when you've been untaught. And today the whole society has become like that. I was telling a student recently, I said, you know what you really are? You're a female dude. You act like a man. You walk like a man. You talk like a man. Only thing you got different is you got different anatomy. But your action is like a man. So that person has to unlearn that. See, Islam comes to bring the highest civilization, and here in North America, millions of Muslims were kidnapped from the west coast of Africa, brought to America, and forced into the worst conditions known to man. The hard kalakal insanity, Thuma Radanahu Safini. They had reduced us to the Lord's love. So I remember this khutbah is going out throughout North America, and I'm gearing it to the people that the 40 million is geared to everybody, but the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was raised up. He started out in Hijaz, right? He didn't go to Rome. He started out working among his own people. In fact, he was so dissatisfied with the conditions of his people that he went up to the cave. But let's get back to, we're not making prayer. We are making salat. And what is the salat really about? You're reciting, first, the adhan is calling you to build in the society. 4. And they said 4, in the Bible it talks about it. It says, and 4 heads went out from the garden. The Quran comes, the salat answers that. Education first. And Allah educates us even how to worship Him, right? And so the first pillar of Islam is there's no God but God. So, man, you ain't God. That's the first thing you need to know. You ain't God. And any human being can be no more, no less in carrying the message of God. Muhammad was a Rasul. Now, Rasul, the Rasul. He brought the perfect message. To anybody coming on after him will only have insight. They won't be the prophet. They won't be a prophet. Nabi, Khatam Nabi. Why the Khatam? It's a seal. Nothing coming on after it. But there will be people who will come with insight. There will be people coming with ta'wili, understanding. And praises be to Allah as a reward for all the suffering that mostly, and I'm speaking mostly to all the African Americans and other people get the blessings too, for supporting us. That suffering Allah has rewarded us with great insight. Now what to finish up the salat is the recitation of, you know, if you come in the middle of a salat, and the imam has made ruku, you have to start the salat all over again. So the whole point is what? It's the recitation of the Quran. The Quran is the educator. And if you miss Al-Fatiha, you haven't had this, that hadn't been the salat. Because the salat is the answer, the opening, that Daniel said the book would be sealed. Well, it was unsealed. That's why we're talking about success in this life. Remember, the Hadi, that is. Friday is the best day. But the more emphasis is, and that's where man will be resurrected. He will be sent to the earth to find his life. And that's where you're going to be questioned. What did you do, John? What did you do, Bill? I ain't got no money. I ain't do nothing with my life. I snorted a lot of cocaine, though. Maybe some people didn't, they just worked. but they ain't got nothing they can contribute. They have left debt for their children. They have left confusion. They will be resurrected like that. We believe that they will be tortured in the grave. Imagine being asleep and people that's creating all kinds of hell around you and you can't do nothing about it. That's the state of death. The soul never dies. So there's an accountability. Yom Din. Those who believe in Allah in the last day. That doesn't mean, oh yeah, I believe in the last day. I know it's in the last day. Are you accountable? Did you do something to make education? Not just for yourself, because the insan is a social creature. You could be just a raglan, right? Just a man walking with people. We see that every day. People just walking around for all practical purposes. They're just animals. Which brings me to the next point. In fasting, Siyam, Ramadan. What is Ramadan? The Ramadan fasting of Siyam is during the daylight hours. You can't eat. You can't drink. That's unnatural, right? Isn't it unnatural not to eat? Isn't it unnatural not to drink? Isn't it unnatural not to have sex with your lawful wife? I have to put that in there because a lot of people may think sex, no, it's your lawful wife. Now, why would Allah put that in there? But at night, he tells you, iftar, reconnect to your name. It's unnatural. God gives you something unnatural because it's not the sex, it's not the food, it's not the drinking that is forbidden. It's the knowledge of those things that you get from the world. It's halal, permitted, urged, and a blessing to be with your lawful wife or husband. That's a blessing. Big barakah. And you know the barakahs that come from it. I mean, I tell you. An animal even knows that. But Allah is teaching us to restrain that. And isn't that unchecked sexual desires that drive people crazy in this society? Most of the men you see locked up in prison for big drug sentences. I've talked to them, been a chaplain. Never been an inmate. Praise be to Allah. But, been a chaplain. And after 4 months of working in a federal prison, which people say to me, you know, that's a country club. No, it ain't no country club. Tell you, the first day I was in a chaplain in one of the places, I got in the facility, so I didn't know what was going on. I asked the guys, when did we get paid? This was a facility where the guys were allowed to dress down in civilian clothes. I think they changed that now. I said, no, he said, I'm an inmate. You're an inmate? Okay. We dress like this. But then I met another guy, and he just come from a 21-year sentence, and he had what they call these places step down. And I said, wow, man, how did you do 20? What are you doing here? He said, well, I'm hoping to be good, on good behavior so I can get out. And I talked to him about Ramadan. But the point I'm making is this. Al-Islam comes to discipline the appetites. Again, I'm emphasizing men are in jail right now trying to please a woman. Sexual urges. Didn't have enough sense of it, maybe not heard the message. Maybe we were going to be responsible because we haven't given them the message that halal earning, getting rich. I had a Muslim tell me the other day, man, I don't want to get rich. I said, what the hell are you talking about? Allah told the prophet, what Jedika, a land for Agana. In one of the titles, you tell a man from any Arab speaking, Ghani, you Ghani? Ghani? And the Ghani? Oh, but I'd like to be. If you got billions of dollars, look how many people you can help. But the desire, what we need to apply to our time and circumstances, if we can have control of our impulses, the impulse is to spend, the impulse to waste. So Ramadan, you shouldn't be the same person you were 30 days ago. You should be examining yourself and say, let me make myself like the Quran. I'm broke. I shouldn't be broke after Ramadan. I should be doing what us. I should be getting together. Oh, brother, I know how to bake. Let's figure out a way to sell some pies and bread or something. This is what we need to be taught in masjids that are in these neighborhoods. Not some individualism. This religion calls us to a collective. 5 principles. 5. First one, you ain't God. Nobody can be God. But you can be a human being, and they gave you a human model. And God sends other people with insight so the knowledge continuously grows. But what are you growing it for? You're growing it for the purpose of taking on your responsibility. Education first, for yourself and your family. Yes, from the Quran. But we should be going in the Quran, we should be going into religion to look at how I can make the society better. And with you African Americans, you should realize it's not going to come from the Democratic Party. It's not going to come from the Republican Party. It will come from you Muslims. You should be studying instead of wasting time. You should be putting your mind, how can I make a toaster cheaper than they make it over in China? This is what God is obligating us to. This religion didn't come here to make us fool. This religion didn't come here to make us waste time. It came to make us productive. What is the call of the land? Hayat al-Alal. Falal means to cultivate. Now, Hayat al-Salat. Come alive to the Salat. And I told you the Salat is what? The Word of God. You have to take it in your heart and do it collectively. You shouldn't even be by yourself. You can't lead Salat. You can't have Jumuah by yourself. What is that telling you? That is telling you that you have a collective responsibility. I heard some mystic say, oh, the prophet went out into the cave because he was concerned about himself. No. He was already a rich man. Rich. Oh, well, his wife was rich. No, he was rich. A great tradesman. Seen his hand, seen his writings and contracts, been to the museum, traveled to Syria to do business. So now here he was, an exemplary person before he got divine revelation. So that should tell us, 1, he was upright, 2, he was married, 3, he was rich, and 4, he was involved in the League of Justice. Where are we, in our pre-stage of Islam, it's a shame. That was exhibited more in the Lost Foundation of Islam. Now, why do you throw the elementary teachings away? If you know how to do arithmetic, why when you get calculus, you don't know anything? But this book is higher mathematics. All right, I'm using Nation Islam like science. But it is the science of living. Without a doubt, guidance for sure as to how to build the 4 rivers. You know, every time I give a khutbah, I emphasize the 4. Education, business, culture, and government. Government, first, of your own family. Second, in your neighborhood. Thirdly, in your association. I was with the ambassador of a very large Muslim country, one of the only Native Americans to be there. And I told the ambassador, my people are from Lynchburg, Virginia. My grandmother was born in Appomattox after slavery. So I wanted the others to know, you ain't coming in and taking nothing from me. And Mr. Ambassador, I'm here representing a people that's similar to Joseph. But you have to believe that. This book was not given to us to turn us into any spooks. It was given to us to empower us to be the most educated, the most wealthy people, the most refined people, the most organized people for the good of all humanity. Kuntu Karadun, Uprejatanas. You were brought out of the Browns. You were brought out of the Jones. You were brought out of the Culpeper. You were brought out of the Smith for the good of all people. Well, Allah's name, the merciful benefactor, the merciful redeemer. Excuse me, I went over a few minutes. But we need our spirit picked up. I hope you'll get an assignment to go out and find some other brother that's business. But this building is not here for free. Last time I checked, PSE&G wasn't giving. Brother Imam, are they giving free electricity?
No, sir.
Is Elizabeth County Gas giving free gas?
No, sir.
Is the water company getting free water?
No, sir.
So these are material beings and spiritual beings in the material body. So we have to have material resources, but materialism is not our God, right?
That's right.
Allah is God. But your social responsibility is like Ralph Ellison said, somewhere along the way I lost my social connection. And I'm telling you, we're not going to stop until we mobilize the millions of people who have declared themselves to be Muslim. And we're going to continue to hold them responsible. See, when you take the, someone asked me, are you in a fraternity? Are you a Mason? I'm in the greatest fraternity ever been created in the history of humanity. The Brotherhood, Ikhwan al-Islam. That's the obligation. We don't need fraternity. Prophet Muhammad came to end secret societies. He came to break all that up and give everybody education. And if you go to the Masjid the Haramain, there's no roof on top of it. Why? Because the message should be broadcast to everybody. That's why we go to Facebook Live. I think I'm one of the first ones to go on Facebook Live. I had a program on getting ready to revive it. Religion means alive. Where did I get that idea from? I got it from the Salat. I got it from the Adan. This book is living guidance. So when you look at it, you should apply it. That's what fiqh is, the imagination. To apply the religion to time and circumstances. If you're poor, you should be going to this book to figure out how you can get rich. Ask Allah to bless you with wealth. Ask Allah to bless you to join the community of wealth so you can help people out. Where is the Muslim hospital? Is that Cragon? No. Muslim nursing home. Where is it at? Where are the group homes? Where are the orphanages? Where are we helping people out? You got to have money to do that. And Allah tells us that only you're lost except you're joined in the mutual teaching of truth. Well, that's it. The Imam will come on, he will lead you in the Salat. Some don't understand that, but I got it from my teacher. The Salat is, I'm not going to lead you in Salat because I ain't going to be, if I was your Imam, right after the Salat, I'll be calling you to work. All right, brother, so-and-so, you do this, do that, because I'm putting you to work. That's what the Imam is. He's standing out just up front so he can tell you what to do. Not by your permission. You have given him permission to do that. And the Imam is going to, the Imam here, he leads the Salat. Now, I got that from my teacher. So all you shakes, or you milkshakes, we will have a discussion. I'll give you what they call it, the dalil. But then I'm going to get behind the Imam and follow him. And then I'm going to find out Cash App and send some money to Masjid Al Hadi. Until y'all tell me that the electric company is giving us free electricity, Gas company giving up free gas. The water company giving up free water. And y'all have been good enough that I can walk from Linden here, but I have people picking me up. And y'all do give me a token of my time. Well, brother man, we ain't got 25,000 for you, but we will give you something of 5. And I like it. They give me 5. I ain't gonna tell you how many times 5, but this is a blessing. And you all have been so kind to me when I had COVID. And you know what? There was a point in my life where I had COVID. I felt like not living. And then you know what? Because you get anybody tell you don't get it, man, you're lying. You get weak and exhausted. I said, I got work to do. I ain't going to be satisfied. In fact, I'm learning Spanish so I can teach the Latinos in Spanish. And I'm going to learn Creole. Because I'd like to take an army of brothers down to Haiti. Feed the people, clothe the people. And if necessary, I had to beat some heads to create that. Here's the country. We should pray for these people. That Toussaint and Desert lean the first republic in the Americas. And it has been driven into chaos. We know what happened. We know what happened. But you look like these people. Shouldn't you have a responsibility? Shouldn't you want to do that? You have an obligation. And when they put you over at Rosewood or one of them cemeteries, you say, man, you be in there and say, Allah, if you send me back to the earth, man, let me tell you something. I would open up a steak and take, I'd open up a restaurant. Too late, buddy. They're just going to put dirt on you. And you'll be there. You'll have your consciousness because the soul never dies. I don't usually give khutbahs like this, but I'd like people to know. You know, I know you all get a lot of spooky stuff, but I'm going to tell you the reality. And I tell you something, I was in a hospital once. You know, they say Allah take the soul of those who are dying that are good people with ease. I stayed there 30 days. I thought I had cancer. I didn't. But I saw people die. Now I know what the valley of death is. You know what? The people that probably lived, I saw one man, witnessed one man die in 2 weeks. And he was fighting with the death angels. And this was a very rich hospital. Another man died right next to me. Just like a baby boy. So we have to think about this. What have I done to pay my rent on earth? What have I done to help the ignorant of society? I try every day to find me 10 people that I know don't know and try to tell them something about making a better life. If I can't put the word of the Quran and the words of Allah in my language and talk to people so they can understand it, what good has the word done to me? It hasn't done very much good. It comments a salat. Imam Rahman. They got an announcement.
Yep.
All right. The secretary Wazir, as it is, will make the announcement. And I'm going to sit back and wait for the salat to be called.
Assalamu alaikum. We're going to do the announcements before we make the salat. With Allah's name, the most gracious, most compassionate, Masjid Al Hadi is sponsoring Ramadan training and wisdom application classes and service. Fajr prayer every morning, Quranic reading every morning. Come and start your day at Masjid Al Hadi. Receive the blessings of Allah. You must wear your mask and bring your Quran. If you have any questions, your instructor, Imam Rahman Muhammad. And we have the phone number here. We have the flyer here. If you want more information, we'll give you that information. More announcements. As always, give all that you can for your sadaqah and your zakat. Like Imam Alfred said, we still have bills and they have to be paid. Our iftar, we're going to have an iftar next Friday, April 16th. Bring a dish right here at Masjid Al Hadi. The board meetings are every third Wednesday of the month, and we do have a conference call. If you want to have information on the conference call, see me, Brother Musin, Brother Darnell, for the conference call information. You can sign up for our conference call. We have prayer rugs on sale, $20, $10 goes to the masjid. Please bring your prayer rugs for the COVID and sign up. We have a sign-up sheet outside. Get your Muslim journal. We happen to get the Muslim journal today, so get your Muslim journal. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube. Oh, yeah, one thing. Somebody left his earphone. So, just claim it. Assalamu alaikum.
Takbir.
Allahu Akbar.
Takbir. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.